Good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining us today. We have a very special guest to introduce you to. Her name is Avery Durfee, and she's really cool, so you won't want to miss that. But first, we are going to play Spot the Differences. Let me give you 30 seconds on the clock. This is our friend Avery right here, holding a wrench she actually designed and 3D printed herself. One of the many cool things she does. I'm going to start the clock over. You get a little bit more time. There's 5 differences in this photo for you to find as we wait for more people to join us. Let me know if you find them. Let me know if you're watching this morning. Hope you had a great week. About 15 seconds left. 10. Were you able to spot them all? I feel like there were some pretty obvious ones. And 3, 2, 1. Here is the answer. Were you able to find them? I changed her wrench purple. I thought that was a pretty big difference there. But this is our friend Avery Durfee. Here she is live for you this morning in Big Timber, Montana. Avery, how's it going this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I am good. Tell us all a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you heard, my name's Avery Durfee, and I'm going into my junior year of high school at Sweetgrass County High School in Big Timber, Montana. Some of my interests include welding, working with my dad. I like playing pretty much any kind of sports, and I really love to paint too.
Nice. And so you work with your dad, and you guys do, you said you like welding, and so all of those things come together when you get to work with your dad. What do you end up doing?
Well, my dad works on a ranch here in Big Timber, and I pretty much do anything and everything that he needs me to do, including taking out the garbage sometimes. And so usually it's just we are working with our hands. Like right now, we are building a golf shack for a gentleman in Big Timber. And we've been working on that now for about 3 weeks, and it's going really well. So it's a lot of construction, welding, practicing welding here at ReMade, Montana. And yeah, it's just a lot of working with your hands and learning machining and construction.
And you mentioned remade in Montana. That's something you're involved with Tuscano Machine. What is that?
Remade Montana, so it's my dad. He started it kind of, and it's kind of a business where he takes old machines and remakes them, kind of like in the name. So actually, yeah, an example. I think we have an old manure spreader out at my house, and he took it and he like broke it, and then he put it back together by restoring all the parts and making it look new again. So yeah.
And so they involve high school students like you and other high school students to help and recreate old equipment.
Yeah. So as of right now, there's no other students other than me because I'm kind of my dad's like guinea pig to see if it will work or not, like the program. And so he hopes to in the near future, have more students other than me who are interested in welding and construction and working with their hands. So,
Yeah, it does sound like something that lots of people would be interested in, not just in Montana, but all over the place.
yeah.
And you have another really cool project you're working on right now with Tuscano Machine. Do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Yeah. Um, so I am in FFA at my school, which is Future Farmers of America for people who don't know. And I applied for a grant of $1,000 to start a project. And so I received that grant. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking 5 of my cows. My dad runs about a herd of like 120 to 150 cows every year. And so I'm going to take 5 of those cows and track them with GPS units and track them for 90 days. And I want to see where they like move to. I want to see the ones who are super lazy and they don't do anything and they just sit by the water tank all day. And then I want to see the ones who move far to go and get like the best grass, or they're just really active. And I want to see if that's passed down, like the way that they move is passed down through generation to generation. So once I do the first set of cows, the next year, once they have their babies, I'm going to track their babies to see if the way a cow moves is genetic. So I received $1,000 to start that project. And okay, so the thing that incorporates Tuscano Machine is that I am 3D printing parts of my project because I'm learning this CAD program and how to scale and design my my box that'll hold my GPS unit perfectly, so there's no like gap for error or anything like that. And so I am learning about cows, but I'm also learning about this cool CAD program that will help me in my future if I want to do anything else with 3D printing. So yeah.
Yeah, because those cows are pretty rough out there.
Yes.
You don't want
Yeah, cows
damaging
are
those.
rough on everything. And 3D printing option helps me to make it strong, and it helps me to be able to design it exactly the size that I need without buying some and they don't work and then I have to buy more and waste money from my grant. And Tuscano Machine is donating all of the 3D printing materials that I will need because they were really intrigued by my project and they decided that they would kind of sponsor me in the 3D printing aspect of my project. So
It's amazing. How did you come up with that?
so my dad, like I said, he and his partner, he runs a herd of cattle, and he's always looking for ways to expand his herd. So, okay, so if the way that cows move is genetic, you want to keep the ones that move a lot because they are, well, it's just like logic. You would want a more mobile, active cow than a super lazy, overweight one to keep back to expand your herd. So if the way that they move is genetic, every year you can add on 5 more or however many it works on. Like, you know, if it's over 50%, then it would like work. But so you would take the 5 cows that move a lot and keep them back for the next year, which adds 5 cows onto your thing, which I mean onto your herd, but which 5 cows is, yeah, it's kind of like a small number, but at the same time, if I got, so I only have $1,000, which 5 cows is all I can afford right now with my $1,000 to track and record my data for them. But if I had like more money, like say like $5,000, then I could do more like 50 cows, which 50 cows is a lot to add on to your herd every year. And pretty soon you have a whole herd of like mobile cows who aren't lazy and disgusting, which all cows are disgusting, but you know. And so you would want to keep back the mobile ones because they sell better, and buyers, they're looking for mobile cows over lazy and yeah, lazy cows. So it can really help my dad expand his herd, and anybody else who's interested in my project, I could help them expand theirs too. So
Yeah, and you're hoping to keep this going and expand it for a
yes,
while.
yeah. So I can't do all of my tracking in with just my $1,000 because I have to do it for at least 3 years to get the most accurate data that I can. And so I just have to figure out a way to fundraise my way into getting more money to carry on my project for the next 2 years, or find someone who is interested enough in me and believes enough in me to sponsor my project so I can keep it going. So
Well, I believe in you. I think you're going to do a great job.
thank you.
How um how did you say you were going to control this experiment that you're doing?
So I'm gonna have the same number of cows. They're not gonna be the same cows, but the same number, so 5. I'm gonna keep that controlled, and then also I'm going to put them out in the same pastures for the same amount of days to make sure it's the most accurate thing. So, like I said, I'm keeping them out for 90 days, but I'm also going to be moving them into different pastures every 30 days. So they're gonna be in a total of 3 pastures. And I couldn't just leave them in one pasture because, I mean, not all pastures are the same. Like some are just genuinely horrible and they all sit by the water tank because they don't know what to do. And so if I move them throughout 3 different pastures, they shouldn't have any reason to just lay there all day. Which I mean, cows are really lazy in like general, but like some they just like are like above average. So yeah.
You're looking for the above average lazy cows, but they're all lazy.
Yes.
Got it. Cool. Well, that seems like that's going to take up a lot of your summer. What else are you going to be doing this summer?
I have my county fair this summer.
Oh, nice.
It's still going even with the whole pandemic thing. Um, and I actually, with Remade Montana, my dad is helping me make a table. So then I'll put that into fair to see if I can get some money from that. And if I do, I can use some of that money to help me carry on my project. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Also, I work at 3 different places right now.
Whoa.
So I work with my dad, and then um, I do landscaping and mowing with 2 people who live in my community, and I also work at the community thrift shop with my grandma. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice. I like thrift shopping. I'm actually doing that this weekend, I think. You told me a little bit about this table you're making, and it's not any ordinary table.
no, it isn't. So I found this super old like beam. It's like a 12-foot beam or something, and it's like super old. And so I decided that I'm going to cut it in half and put the 2 things side by side to make it wider than I think it's like a foot wide, and so I'm going to make it like 2 feet wide and 6 feet long. And I'm going to weld my own legs for the table, and I'm going to make it super unique so it's not anything that somebody's seen at fair before. So I want to make it have a unique factor that makes it better to buy instead of just an ordinary table. So yeah.
Good. And that takes a lot of welding, and you are very interested in welding because you want to be an underwater welder.
Yes. So, in my future, I plan to go to college and then I plan to go to trade school as well. So, I want to be an underwater welder for the first little bit of my life. And then I want to go to college to be a chemical engineer or someone who does what Wes does, works in CAD and programming and stuff like that, making cars because I find that so interesting. So yeah, but I love welding and I plan to become an underwater welder. And so yeah.
Well, you sound like you're setting yourself up for great success. I'm so glad you were able to join us this morning and share your story. Hopefully, we can get some people excited about your project as much as I am, and you are.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great summer and I hope your project goes really well.
Thanks for having me.
And of course, thanks for watching this morning. If you join us on Monday, we're staying on the farm. We're making our own butter, right? Do you make your own butter, Avery?
No.
Well, if you watch on Monday, I'll teach you how to do it, and it's going to be really fun. So that's 9:30 on Monday morning. For now, have a great weekend. Until next time, continue onward with your quest for knowledge, and thanks for watching.